back.
We're back, guys. Episode 6,
baby.
We're here.
We're here. And it's wedding week.
It is wedding week.
Praise God.
So by the time you guys hear this, I think we will be on the way.
Driving down to Chattanooga to make me a wife.
Yeah,
Yes.
to make Jasmine a wifey girly.
We're so close. It's insane.
Yeah.
Like,
We're
time is
ready.
just flying.
Mm-hmm.
I am so excited. All in the same breath. I'm so ready for it to be over.
I think
Yeah.
we are right there with you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think we all are.
It's exhausting,
Mhm.
but it's a good time, and we're supposed to celebrate, so it's supposed to be like this.
I'm
We
ready
just
to
wanna
get
make
to
sure
the
it's right.
celebration.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we are so close. Like, and this is a short week.
Right.
Thank
Yeah.
goodness for the holiday. Like, this is about to be a great fun week.
Yeah,
So.
I'm excited.
And we're all type A people, so we just want everything to be right. So I think
Yes.
we just stress ourselves out more than we should.
And we stress each other.
And then we stress each other out, and then we don't talk for like a solid 24 hours, which is healthy
It's life.
for us sometimes. So yeah.
But
all
now
good.
it's time to reap the benefits of all of the planning, the thinking.
Yeah, Aimee gave me a real big reality check yesterday.
Oh yeah, it was out of love and
Yeah,
it was fun.
I took it well.
She
Didn't
took it like a champ. I mean,
She really did. I was on the phone when this was happening. Well, actually, she gave her 2 reality checks. I was involved in the second one as a witness.
I needed a witness.
And I kept saying, is she
she
there?
okay?
Is she back there? She's very silent.
Yeah.
Jasmine, do you need help? Scream if you need help.
Yes.
I'm going to call 911
It was
for
a
you.
two-way conversation. You know,
Yeah.
she gave her parts, I gave mine, and we just got on this road of like
The
well, I
one-way
don't know
street.
I don't
They
know
got
who
on Amy's one-way
Right.
street.
One-way street.
Aimee Street.
No U-turn.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but I think it's all for the best.
It is.
for
It
the
really
bride.
is. It is.
And Amber has been a great support system, and all of the bride tribe, bridesmaids, family members have been rooting for this couple, and so we just had to just whip her into shape a little bit,
Yeah.
because she can get out of hand.
She can definitely get out of hand.
And we ain't got time for that no more. We ain't got no more time.
It's crunch time. It is time. So we don't have any more time to give
No.
to that. So
We
it's
just gotta get
good though.
together.
Everything's fine for real, for real.
Yeah.
I know we say that all the time in a joking way, but
Yeah.
everything really
That's
is
just-
fine. It's just I am gonna start getting on the road soon. Amy's work is always super crazy. Jasmine has a lot of things that she has her hands in. So it's just a lot going on at once. And so, tension gets high a little bit. And
Yeah.
we just know at the end of the day, we all love each other. And it's
Yeah.
all out of love. And there's no
Yeah.
bad
We get
blood,
over it.
so we get over it.
We have no other choice. So
Literally.
life's gonna keep on life.
Right.
We
have
all
to-
bring out our Powerpuff Girl energy.
As you all see, look at
We're in
us.
our colors.
We are in full effect, man. Like Powerpuff to the
Yes,
max.
I'm in my
Yes.
bubble blue.
In correction, last time we kept going between power and powder.
It's power.
I literally, the tomboy in me thought about Powder Puff because I was a Powder Puff queen. I don't know if I told y'all this.
No.
In high school,
You were
when
on the Powerpuff team?
girl, listen.
What?
When
She
we
was
had,
out there probably deboning everybody.
when I tell
Making
you.
touchdowns and doing cartwheels.
Yes, and so of course I dated football players, so I knew all the
You had the
tips and
inside
tricks and
scoop.
all that. I'm like, yeah, teach me what I need to know. I need to learn the plays. I need to know all the terms because I'm gonna be the one scoring the touchdowns.
Oh
Breaking
my
noses
God.
and
And
breaking
was,
nails.
okay.
Wow.
Yeah, so I just mixed up powder and power, and of course power and powder made me think of powder to my face. That's how my
Oh.
brain works. That is a little insight to how my brain works,
Well, now
which is
we-
wild.
Now we know it's power.
Yep,
Puff.
because we've got the power.
We do.
Insert
was-
clip.
That was liberating.
Thank you.
I appreciate that.
Anytime.
That insert. But
So,
I was like, but we decided since our last episode, going through the whole dialogue and rundown, to really just embrace
Tap into it.
our characters.
Yes.
And what a perfect time to do that as of now. And so hopefully y'all enjoyed the color scheme for those who are viewing us on the
Yes.
video.
If you can't see us, Amy's in pink, I'm in blue, and Amber's in green.
Fantastic.
fantastic.
You're missing out if you're not watching us on the YouTube. So
Well, and speaking of watching things on YouTube, girls, did y'all see? You already know what I'm gonna say because we were talking about it the other day. Did y'all see the interview with AD?
And Ashley. I think I took some notes, actually.
Oh
So
Lord!
like fill everybody in because
Not
I
the
had,
notes.
I had to
The
be brought up.
notebook.
I had to be brought up to speed about who these characters are, and not everybody kind of has the inside scoop of who AD is and what we're about to jump into. So Y'all
Well,
are more the
AD
experts.
and Ashley are both from the show Love is Blind. They were on separate seasons, but they both are a part of, the whole Love is Blind franchise. AD has her new podcast, What's the Reality? It's like, I guess, in part by Netflix, Kinetic, all the people. So she's just their host for that reality show. And I mean, for that podcast. And she brings on different guests from Love is Blind, she pulls from all types of shows. And so this episode in particular had Ashley from the Love is Blind season, who was married to Tyler, who had the whole scandal and all the things. I, for one, y'all know I'm a Love is Blind fan. I love, love, love the show. So I had watched AD's season. I loved her on her season. I had watched Ashley's season. I had my thoughts on her. But I was actually so excited for this interview because I thought she was going to go on this interview and set the record straight. I thought she was going to take accountability for everything that, after everything has come out and everything that everybody said ended up being true, I thought Ashley was going to use the platform, because AD's podcast, What's the Reality, is a huge platform. I thought she was going to use this platform to, one, basically let everybody know, like, my bad, y'all.
Like,
I was blinded.
right.
I was blinded by love. We've all been there. Like, every woman has been in love and ignored red flags. Like, so I didn't understand why she
Guilty.
didn't. Why she
Also.
didn't hop on there to be like, y'all all saw it unfold. I was in love. Take accountability. Call him out. And
because the world,
like, call him out and let us know, like, truly give us an insight of what you went through and what your thought process was. But it first should have started with taking accountability, apologizing to the kids, like, it was just so many things and so many avenues that Ashley really could have took this interview and came out on top. Instead, she chose a different route, and we can get into that. And she getting dragged.
Can I tell you a quote that she said that kind of really bothered me?
I know which one you finna say. Say it.
Are you sure?
I'm 100%.
I feel like this one was like a random one.
Okay, maybe not then.
When she said, I wanted us to win, or I wanted us to have this win. It's talking about Black women, like seeing a healthy Black relationship between a Black man and a Black woman. She said to me, like, I wanted us to win. And I was like, well, if you wanted us to win, I think it would have been better to see you walk away
and
from
tell
this
the
situation, knowing all the red flags that you saw. Like, we saw you seeing the things that were being said and talked about and unraveled, but you stood by this man on the reunion 10 toes down, held his hand, even after knowing and seeing all these things. So I think the win, quote unquote, would have been better for us if she would have held him accountable and she would have walked away from him, not seeing her get into a marriage that we all knew was going to end up in the situation that it's in, which is a divorce at the end of it.
So I did like that quote, but that's not the quote I thought you were going to say.
Yeah, that one hit me randomly. I was just like, what? A win?
But also, to your point of winning, at what extent? Because if we just take winning in its basic form, there are a lot of ways that you can, quote unquote, win. Whatever that means. You could win by being dishonest. You can win by cutting corners. You can win by doing it the right way. And so wanting us to win, like, does that mean that you want it to go the honest way, uncovering everything, like really putting in hard work? Or do you want to win by bypassing a lot of stuff because the end goal is more important? And in the way things turned out,
she just wanted to bypass.
It seems like bypassing, maybe disregarding red flags because of the end goal might have been the better win than maybe choosing to kind of address some things very honestly and say, like, hey, for the sake of relationships, winning looks like uncovering some things, tackling them head on, and then choosing our different routes and going our separate ways.
Because as adults, our brains are, well, most of our brains are developed enough to where we can make a good sound decision based on what's going on around you, facts, actions, all the things. So just to be on the outside looking in, I don't know I can't say that I would not have made the same decisions as her because I don't know. I've never been put in that situation, but just those types of clues were too big of monuments to just kind of ignore. Like, this is in your face. Like,
And my thing is, like, when she was saying how, when she, this is the quote I thought you were going to talk about, is when she said she spoke boldly about him, so she needs to come and speak boldly for herself. And I was like, okay, I'm listening. Like,
it did not go that
let
way.
her up.
It didn't go that way.
And it went the complete opposite. And then she goes in to say how, when she went and spoke boldly on the reunion, she didn't know about the other things yet. But in the same sentence, you sit there and you say how you had sleepless nights, y'all relationship changed after you found out about the kids and all these things, and you already having sleepless nights before you marry him, and you think, let me wake up on wedding day and say I do, and then on top of that, you had those red flags, and then you go on the reunion and you speak boldly because you didn't have all the facts. But to me, there was enough facts to not speak boldly. And if anything, you should have had him sitting there speaking. He was sitting there like a little sad puppy, and she was literally, controlling the narrative, when I felt like that was a really big moment for him to step up
and holding his hand the whole time, like he like
and be a team.
Girl, let go.
Be like,
it wasn't a team. It was Ashley, featuring Tyler.
It felt like it was rehearsed, practiced, how they were going to come off during that reunion show. To me,
she
personally,
was too focused on the image of it.
Yes, but she said that she was already too deep in, and when you're in a marriage, blah 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 blah. And I'm like, but you're in a very unconventional marriage. Like, this is not normal to meet somebody, get married, all the things. You still don't really know a lot about him. So to say that you owe him, I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. What do y'all think about that? Like, she got married so quick, she felt like she owed him specific things because they were married.
But it had been a year by the reunion. It had been a year. They had been
right,
married.
but she was just saying, like, I'm not trying to defend her, but she was saying, like, I'm trying to hear her and comprehend, but she was saying how she was in that marriage, so she wanted to do things to make sure that she protected him, because that's what you're supposed to do as a wife.
And I get that 1,000%.
I get that too. Yeah. But in the same breath, this was such an unconventional way to get married. Two, you don't know him. You're still learning things about him. He's lied to you blatantly to your face. You called him all the things. So it's like, I don't really
And that's
owe
where
you.
I feel like,
you're a stranger.
Exactly. At the reunion, she could have still stood by him less boldly. She could have showing up with him, was protecting him and having his back and saying, we're still married, we're working through it. But the way the show she put on that reunion.
But she also mentioned during the podcast episode that had she had the information that was presented to her after the fact at that moment, that she would have taken the stance of, hey, we're working through it. Pretty much
but she had 90% of
the SOS, like, hey guys, here's a blanket statement that we're working through things. It's a little difficult. We're sticking by each other, all that good stuff. At the end of the day, I feel like if you're going to protect your spouse and you're going to be a team and you're going to play into the roles that society puts out about how, a married couple should operate in terms of entering into a covenant and making sure you have each other's back, I think also comes some discernment and some reality check pieces of, if there's anything that you feel like you haven't been able to 100% fact check and it's something that somebody could pick apart and cause confusion or whatever it may be, and you're a little uncertain, then y'all need to be on the same page behind the scenes of, if and when something comes up about this topic and we still need to do some bone collecting, we need to be a united front on what that is, but don't sway so far left or so far right, and you don't have all the facts, because it's going to blow up in your face and you're going to have the okie doke. And
it's the fact that the night before the reunion, she said, she looked at him and said, am I sleeping with the enemy?
Yeah, she said her
Girl,
hands were like,
if that, first of all, he ain't finna look at you and say yes.
I would have never admitted that on camera.
Second of all, if you are literally that confused, why would you go on TV the next day?
And you're crying, and then you're also giving somebody a huge benefit of the doubt in a scenario like, okay, let me break this down. You feel the need to ask this person, hey, are there any red flags? If you already had to ask that, you should probably be a little curiously, they're probably gonna lie to me. But then to delusionally think that this person will sit in front of you and tell you all their deepest, darkest secrets at that moment that they've asked you that, but you're already questioning if they've been lying to the entire time. Like, the math ain't math. Like, you already have laid down a foundation, and there's probably a 50-50 or 95% chance that they weren't honest in the beginning, and they probably will be honest when you ask them that question. So it's unrealistic. I think it's setting yourself up for this false hope that, honestly, sometimes I feel like people ask questions because they want to hear a certain response, and they also know that person's not going to be. It's like, hey, like, Jasmine, do you think that my eyelashes look good today? I'm betting on you saying, like, oh, they look wonderful. Not that you're gonna be like, oh no, girl, like, they are trash, they're horrible. Like, I think some people bait to get the answer that they want instead of really sitting down and having a legitimate conversation, because we could have probably got to some other answers besides, am I sleeping with the enemy? No,
and I'm really
Yeah.
like, I truly enjoy watching AD's podcast. When it first came out, I was watching the episodes. I'm like, oh,
I like her.
she's a great host. I'm like, she's asking the right questions. Like, she's doing everything a good host should do. And I feel like when it came to Ashley, she just coddled her.
I feel like, though, with you saying that, though, I agree. She coddled her, but I think there was a list of questions, do's and don'ts, that she was not allowed to ask her. Say, because, you know, sometimes when celebrities, quote unquote, go into interviews, there's specific questions that you can and cannot ask me, and that's the person that they're going to go to the interview with, because we don't know. Ashley could have controlled that whole interview just by saying, hey, I'm not going on here unless if you ask me these specific questions, because we've seen that happen too.
I 100% agree with that, but it was even the agreeing with like, I don't feel like AD showed her,
True.
and it could have been her opinion, but I'm saying, like, if you can't ask these questions, at least when she say something, if you don't agree or you see that it's not the truth, you call it out. Maybe you can't ask the questions, but you can. Well, AD also said she didn't do her research.
That was gonna be my part. You know, the second
I
half.
don't think that was the truth.
The second half of this puzzle, or this coin, is that a lot of people are just eating her tail up about, is the fact that you're having a conversation without putting in some very verifiable facts, allegedly, or picture, whatever you want to be, like, just some evidence that is causing this conversation to really look like we're building the narrative that we want to build, and we're completely just disassociating with the facts that are going to tear this all apart, and
gave more smoke to Jessie Woo and Ricky than she did to Tyler. That's what kind of irritated me the most, because I've been watching Jessie Woo and Ricky for a long time, and I was watching the show when they were breaking all of this. So I know she was seeing it, because they had their phones. Like, they were seeing what people were saying. And so if she didn't recognize that those two women were on her side and rooting her on, yes, they said some shady comments, don't we all? But
exactly.
Like, she should have known that those two women were on her side and that they were rooting for her. But she instead decided to go with the narrative of, I don't like to see black women not supporting black women online, blah, blah, blah. Like, no.
But my thing is, did they lie? Tell me one lie they told on Tyler. Tell me.
Because, baby, Ricky broke the whole kids on the birth certificate story. I think that was her.
But also, I feel like people who, going back to that whole winning comment and all of that, I think where there was just a huge miss is, at the end of the day, people were bringing to you information that you needed to know. It's unfortunate that you didn't find it for yourself first, but don't weaponize somebody giving you information that you need to know, because unfortunately you got the okie doke and your situation ain't panning out the way that I'd rather know than be sitting here in the okie doke having a family with you and
I'm
life.
gonna be upset that it had to come out that way, but at least you
don't shoot the messenger, man. Right. I didn't do it.
I also think it's funny. Well, it's not funny, but she thought her situation with Tyler was gonna pan out the way she wanted. It didn't. They thought the situation with the podcast was going to pan out the way they wanted. It did. I'm sure after the podcast, they was like, girl,
we ain't
did I think?
And I'm reading the comments like, oh,
the comments are telling you otherwise. You didn't do your thing.
That's where I started, unfortunately.
Yeah. I started in the comments first, too.
Well, actually, Jasmine was the one that texted. She was like, did y'all see Jessie Woo's response to the podcast? And I was like, oh, no, I didn't even know the podcast had come out on AD's side about Ash. I had no idea. But I watched Jessie Woo. I saw the notification. I just didn't think twice about it. So then I went and watched both
I
of them.
said, y'all got to go.
Baby. I said,
Skeletons
Lord.
can be...
But we got to figure this out. I want everybody to get along and be happy and supportive and make good decisions. But you got to listen to your people's, like,
yes.
When the world is seeing something you're not seeing, then maybe, like, you know, clean the mirror off a little bit and look.
Everybody
can't
be wrong. Is how I feel.
Yeah.
Everybody cannot be wrong.
Right.
And I even look at it as maybe Ashley was like, I wish they would have just came to me. But the way Ashley is standing 10 toes down, I really do feel like if they weren't loud about it, I mean, she didn't even listen when they was loud about it. So ain't no way if they would have came to you as a woman and told you privately, would you have accepted that?
Delusion is delusion. If you have an end goal of what you want, some people are so focused on that, and it doesn't matter if there's smoke signals and confetti and all of that. They want it to be the end goal they want it to be, and anybody who deviates from that end goal is the enemy, unfortunately.
I do hope and pray that Ashley finds some peace, though, for sure, and some, like, love within herself.
And send some apologies, or nobody's going to be sending out any help moving forward.
Yeah, because Jessie ain't going to let off. Jessie be going, oh, she is so funny to me. I think she needed to take more time for herself, or maybe going through the actual divorce before
speaking out.
Yeah, because I think she could have looked at a situation, or maybe had more conversations. I don't know. Where are her friends?
Well,
where are her real friends? Like the people who know her. Where are they?
Because ain't no way I would let you go and do that interview.
You'd already know. Like, absolutely not. Or I wouldn't have let you stay with Tyler to begin with. I would have ruined that, baby. Ain't no way.
Well, Ashley was so... Another thing that made me upset in the interview was when she said what she misses most. And I need to ask you this, Aimee.
Yeah.
What she misses most about being married was the secret wives club.
That was the most childish thing I have ever heard.
Is there a secret wives club? I'm really sad.
I must not be in it because I don't know about it.
I love clubs.
Not your thing you missed most was having a partner, being a team, being in love, doing things. You missed being in the secret wives club, and that professionally you get treated better when you're married.
I don't know what elitist scenario she's in, but when I heard that part, I literally just raised my eyebrow like, that sounds so superficial. But then also, I'm like, even for you being married a year or whatever it looks like, it's like that's the best you can come up with. Even if there were trials and tribulations and growing pains and all of that, I'm like, there's so much for those who choose to go down the route of marriage. And that's kind of, what they want. There's so much more than just, I mean, you could have a secret club of single people, like,
right.
What does that even,
and my thing is, like, I understand where Ashley is coming from about wanting to be married. Like, y'all know, I mean, I went on Married at First Sight. Like, I wanted to be married. I was eager to be a wife. So I understand, like, the whole thing of I want to be married so bad. Like, I want this experience for myself. But to be like, it's because of the secret wives club.
It's something like the sisterhood of the traveling pants or whatever it was called. I was just like, what are we doing? We doing road trips? Like,
well, she couldn't say that she missed him. Or she missed, like, splitting bills because he wasn't paying none. That would have been my answer. I miss splitting these bills, child.
Or just, like, building a life with somebody. Or, like, having, like, a shared goal. I don't know, like.
There were so many
other things.
Yes.
I don't think somebody says, you know what, I want to be married because I want to be in the Secret Wives Club. No.
And you know what really sucks, too? I feel like AD was on such a good high for so long. Like, she's just doing this, and this. And then this episode happened with Ashley, and she's gonna,
they trying to stick together.
And I don't think that was a good look for, and this is no shade to Ashley, but it wasn't a good look for AD to kind of take up for Ashley, because then they went back on AD about her situation with Clay and related them, and I'm just like, I feel like we got over that, and we were all team AD, like all the things, and F Clay, and I just feel like she just made it not so easy to support her just because of how highly she was supporting Ashley just from reading the comments.
But then also,
they've shifted so much, the comments.
I hope this is a learning lesson, though, for AD, entering into marriage and all that good stuff and her personal situation of, like, what not to do. But then also on a public platform, being very mindful that, like, you can have, I mean, we have to experience this with our podcast as well, that you can have really good intentions or have a very set, outlook on what you think the outcome is going to be, but maybe you need to think about the good, the bad, and the ugly, and what you say, how you present it, what you're going to stand 10 toes down on, what information you have, in your arsenal, and like just be very mindful of the ways that you go about putting stuff out there in the atmosphere, because that can backfire insanely. And then also on the marriage ship, or even just relationships in general, when you're deciding to go out there and speak on something, there's a whole nother person that you're bringing into this as well, and they have a side to things as well. Now in Ashley's situation, homeboy has no sides. I mean, he's just so down the river,
because where's Tyler's ass at? Where he been?
Nowhere, because he never have to be, because Ashley is his mouthpiece. Been his mouthpiece since they got married. Like, he don't have to go speak anywhere. Well, he went on.
Ain't no way.
He actually went on didn't he go on Dear Future Wifey? I didn't watch it.
I didn't watch it either.
Or maybe it was Clay. Clay went on one of them went on Dear Future Wifey.
I've seen Clay on interviews. I haven't seen Tyler on anything.
I think he went on Dear Future Wifey.
He might need to continue laying low the way that he did enough to
get Ashley. He's going to let Ashley take the heat for everything.
She's getting every single time. She gets dragged because of him.
Yeah.
And because of her too, but I'm saying, like, she just keeps protecting him. And, like, not once in the interview did she call him out. Like,
only thing she called him was like a pathological liar. I think that was probably like the only time that she ever really said.
And there's way more words to describe him. Yeah. I could think about 10 right now.
She did say, which we have talked about this, not always take the high road in relationships, but towards the beginning, Ashley was talking about pretty much that she had the mother load of like tearing him down to bits and pieces of nothing. And I'm like, hey, that's your business if you got a bunch of stuff that you could throw out there to tear him down, but girl, you went on here, as you said, to have a voice for yourself and to finally take back that power, and that backfired on you horribly.
And my thing is, like, even if AD, like you said, couldn't ask the questions, even with what Ashley was saying, she could have followed up, like, when she said he's a pathological liar. Okay, so what did he lie about?
What did he do?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Or I know, well, what do you know? Like, there was no follow-up. It was just like, okay, you feel sorry for yourself. Let me feel sorry for you too. Or, you're down. Let me just be down with you. Instead of making this interview everything it could have been. She could have even said all the things without going in on him. Mm-hmm. But I felt like the interview told us nothing we didn't already know.
She also, I will say, AD at the beginning did start asking questions, and I don't.
She's like, so what happened?
Yeah,
like,
but
tell us.
And I don't know if maybe she just stopped pushing in because Ashley wasn't giving anything, and then it was more so let me just bandwagon on this just bashing trail towards the end of the freaking podcast. But she started to ask her, like, what do you mean by this? And okay, let me just clear the air. Like, this is a safe space if you want to talk about whatever you want to talk about. And then we just went way off of that. And it was just like, we're going to go into,
getting told stuff we already knew.
Yeah, or shift blaming.
A whole hour of stuff we already knew.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was, I was trying to skim through the interview because I just kept getting bored.
Yeah.
With what she was saying, because like you said, it was all redundant. So I'm just like,
we knew all of this already. We didn't get no new tea.
I could Google faster and figure out the whole thing.
We didn't get no new
tea. The comment section told us all we needed to know, really.
Agreed.
So.
And I mean, even with her saying, like, through the whole first year of marriage, like before the reunion, she was having panic attacks. And this man is giving you panic attacks, and you still go.
She's falling in his arms.
Run,
panic attack.
And he's holding you, and he's giving you the panic attack, and you come on a reunion and stand
run,
10
girl.
toes down.
We clearly had other things, other issues to consider besides what children you're fathering and all the other things going on. If it's gotten to that point where you're having panic attacks and
I just wanted to reach through the screen and shake her, like, girl.
Brand.
We're all rooting for you.
Yes.
We were all rooting for you. Like,
we really were. And that's what I'm saying. I don't dislike either one of their personalities on their shows. Like,
no.
I always thought they were both cool girls. Like, I feel like, okay, I could probably be friends with them. They seem like my type of people. Just, I would have been a friend of them, though, for sure. And help them with some of the decisions. I know it's on a show and you can't really do that. But when things are coming out during your show and you're seeing it, but you're still actively choosing to ignore it, that's a problem. That's a big problem.
All I'm saying is I cannot wait for Perfect Match to come out this summer because I am so eager to see how AD and Ollie's relationship pans out because according to Jessie Woo and Ricky, what?
That's what she does.
Oh.
She goes, hey,
according to
she always
them,
hollering.
according to them, Ollie played an AD face on there too and settled with her at the end. So,
Oh, y'all. These public relationships.
And I hope that's not true. Because I hope that's not true.
well, and I feel like to an extent it is true. The way that Netflix and Kinetic is like glorifying AD and Ollie's relationship right now because because we don't know the details of it. They want us to already, I feel like they want us to already be on team Ollie and AD so that when it comes out, we're just like, okay, whatever. That was just their journey. It's cool. We love AD and Ollie. I think that's why or that the last season of Love is Blind was that bad that they had to bring AD and Ollie in to
But
salvage.
you know what's so fun about
what
this?
was the last season
of Love is Blind?
Who was on it?
Damn.
I don't even know. That's a problem. Love is Blind.
I watched it.
Me too.
They were not memorable. Pretty much.
It wasn't memorable.
I'm gonna have to look this up. Who was on this last season of Love is Blind?
Because Jessie, she called whatever Big Goofy. That was Chelsea's one that looks like Megan Fox. What episode? Was that the last? No, it wasn't.
No. Hold on.
I don't remember.
I don't watch
It wasn't
that show consistently.
It just, because it's not as entertaining as it was the first, I would say, few.
There's
it
had Virginia and
yeah.
Okay, it was Virginia and that guy on it, and I don't remember.
There's only so many pod conversations I can listen to and crying through.
Yeah, that season was such a snooze fest that they had to bring something with AD and Ollie.
Yes, because at the reunion
it was dying.
That's why. Death. Yes, that's why they did all those extra things in the reunion, like past episode. They did a bunch of throwbacks and memory lane because that
they would
was so bad.
Never spoil Perfect Match before it even came out.
Yeah,
if another season of something of their franchise was failing.
Yeah, sorry, Aimee. What were you saying? When she said that, I was like, wait,
no,
what was the last season?
I was gonna say one thing you cannot curate is how people respond in real time.
Yeah.
And
can't control the narrative.
You cannot control the narrative. And when you start entering into firestorms, be prepared to get burned. And so that backfire might happen on AD situation in ways that she probably didn't expect it to, because best believe people are about to start picking apart that show so much and picking apart their relationship after that show airs, because you were all up in somebody else's business about how things went down, shouldn't have went down, shooting blanks at people because of how they played a part in it, and now it's your turn, and
you finna be it again,
and you're about to be on TV as well. You just put yourself on a platter. Eat up.
AD, we're really rooting for you though.
No, I love AD. Yeah. I'm hoping that Jessie Woo is wrong when she's normally not.
Yeah,
but
that's what makes me nervous.
I know. I hope that it's wrong, but like Ricky was saying, they can change the editing now to make us think otherwise. You know what I'm saying? So,
and also too, like, you've been on TV, there's certain couples that are together just for the fame of it. Like, they're not in love, but they're like, okay, let's be in this relationship for 2 or 3 years, let's monetize, let's get our coins up, let's get our bank account up, and then we can split.
I'm sorry,
that happens too in the industry.
I just ain't, I'm not built like that.
Too much. Yeah, this is too much.
Well, you know where I'm at with it. With all these beautiful black women, I'm going to say what Issa Rae says. I'm rooting for everybody black. So, I don't know none of these women. I'm just a spectator like everybody else.
Well, we're going to have to get you to watch Perfect Match.
I mean, at this point,
we gotta watch it to see how Ollie and AD.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're definitely going to be talking about Perfect Match.
I'm eager to see it because I know some of the people who are on it, who are going to be on it this season. So, I can't wait to see it.
I just hope in every scenario that people learn from what they agree to enter themselves into, what they talk about, accountability. I hate that it spun out the way that it did, because, you know, there are probably individuals that didn't have ill intentions and it just went left. And so I really do hope that for AD's sake that, you know, it's not a tumultuous, you know, backfire on her. For Ashley, similar to what you said, Amber, that there is some healing and some things going on, you know, for her to really resolve the whole situation. And also her being pretty much dragged through the mud in the comments
After she sat on there and said, "Humanize me."
Oh, they gonna make you real human, girl. It's rough. That is rough. And Jessie, girl, you cool with me.
Listen, Jessie always.
You cool with me, girl. I need some makeup tips too, because skin was skinny.
She is freaking beautiful.
She is.
Oh my gosh.
She is.
So is Ricky. They're both beautiful.
Glowing.
Jessie
But
is-
they always, listen, they're always right.
Yeah.
She came out with a notebook and I said, oh, Lord.
Ricky had a 5 pages.
I got notes.
Oh, she did her research. Oh, no.
And she said, oh, okay, we'll get through all of them.
And Jessie always had the clips ready,
Mhm.
the receipts. She be ready.
I love when Jessie's like, hold on.
Oh, no.
And the way that in the interview, or when Jessie and Ricky responded together, we were talking about that earlier. They laughed for a solid 3 to 5 minutes. And when
For sure.
I was in tears at the end, because I understand why they were laughing. Like, I think it was just like a delirious, like, what the, like, laugh. Like, I cannot believe this is happening, laugh.
I have to respect Jessie, though, when she reached out
She sent AD a message.
to I mean, that is a very mature woman thing to do, even despite all the things that are
Because she
coming.
didn't have no problems with her.
You know, like, she even wanted to fact check and just ensure, like, before I enter into my response,
I go in on
you know, before I just go off of what everybody around me is telling me, which may or may not be true, let me, like, be woman to woman for sure, and, like, come to you and, like, hear your side before I say anything. And, like, that's you, because she didn't owe that.
None of that because AD didn't come to her beforehand.
And you know what's crazy too? Jessie Wu was talking about how whenever she talked bad about Chelsea from the Megan Fox from the previous season, Chelsea followed Jessie Wu. Whenever she talked bad about, I don't know if it was AD or Ash, I can't remember which one of them, they blocked her. It was one of them that blocked her. And she was like, I don't understand that. I don't get it. She was like, I wasn't even talking, and then talking bad means just like saying shady.
But
stuff,
she didn't treat them no differently
No.
than the rest of the people.
She was like, I'm cool with Chelsea. I like Chelsea. Yeah, I'm gonna be shady because somebody got to be. So.
Yeah.
And she's not wrong, but I thought that was interesting too.
Ugh.
Well, we gotta stay tuned.
Folks out here be I know I'll be blocking folks too, so I can't even talk. But I'm still not ever us getting blocked.
I was like, clearly we you know.
I
it is
need
what
to
it
check
is.
and see if I'm still
let's see
not
live.
blocked.
Yeah,
Let me check and make sure if the people we were referring to last time blocked me.
I told my sisters about the whole situation, and they were dying laughing. I can't tell Callie nothing though, because Callie be ready to comment and go find. I'm like, Callie,
Okay, I'm still not blocked.
Okay, come on.
I guess you special, whatever. I don't
Yes.
care.
We'll keep
Yeah.
updating the people.
The F ever. I don't care. It's fine. A little stranger danger.
Well, just know my sisters was ready to nuck if you buck. I had to calm all of them down, but
I am
Callie
not
was
surprised.
number one, ready to go.
I'm just excited that I've entered into this, you know, I've graduated from basic to like a little bit of important, that somebody felt the need to block me as a stranger.
Look at you. I love that for you.
I'm just saying, you know.
You're so important.
It's
You
such
was
a win.
kind.
You was smart. You was important.
You
So-
was blocked.
I am blockable by a whole stranger,
Blocked.
so
Oh my
I'm good with it. Hey.
Oh my gosh, that would be such a cute shirt. Blockable.
I think we should get one of those.
I think we should get a made. I
We
think
always
Nikki
talk
can Nikki can make a
For sure.
blockable
Yeah.
or blockable. Honestly, I might get the tattoo. Blockable.
It's a whole new level.
Man,
you know,
I'm just like in life. So tattoos memorize or commemorate things that are important in your life.
Yeah.
Got blocked.
because we was important in somebody else's life, so
Okay,
Let
I'm
me-
sorry. We went off on a tangent. I don't get mad again.
I'm over here peachy.
Oh, so I want to tell y'all something. So we have had my favorite cookie place open in our hometown.
God.
And when I tell you after this podcast, Aimee doesn't know it yet, but we're getting in the car and we're going to drive across town and we're going to go get every single cookie that they have on the menu.
They better be warm.
They're warm. You can dip them in icing too.
Oh, that's a bit much.
No, it's not. Girl.
The type of cookie I like, we're not dipping it in icing.
What you like? What's your favorite cookie?
And I'm about to probably be dragged in the comments too.
That's okay. Come on,
By
Cookie
y'all
Monster.
judgy people. I love a good oatmeal raisin cookie.
I like an oatmeal raisin too.
Oh
From
my
Subway?
God.
You would want any little
Subway's
icing?
No
is
icing.
so good. Okay,
See, I knew I
Subway
liked
raspberry
y'all.
cheesecake one is really good too.
Jasmine
I
is
liked
a
y'all.
sweet eater for sure. She like all the cookies.
I don't like chocolate. The Lord blessed me with so much internally that
Do
I
you
don't
not
need
like
to eat anymore.
s'mores?
Girl, no.
I don't like chocolate.
I don't
either.
like chocolate.
Only thing I can eat is like a Snicker or a Reese's.
Only a brownie, and it can't have chocolate chunks in it.
But I don't like. I'm not a chocolate.
Blasphemy.
You see how much chocolate the Lord gave us? Why do we need more?
Well, she not really chocolate.
I said we.
Amber not really chocolate.
We.
Here I am getting bullied once again. You know.
The Lord bless her with a lot of
Catch it
caramel.
straight.
You care.
You look caramel, girl.
Okay. You can't recover. I love chocolate. We're going to Insomnia. We're getting cookies. It's my favorite. Insomnia over Crumble all day.
Yeah,
long.
Absolutely.
Crumble is.
That's diabetes and
Crumble's like a cake. Crumble's
Well,
like.
I love sweets, but I don't really deal with crumble. Like
It's
you know,
too
I'm a
much.
sweet.
Do y'all see how my ADHD just took over this entire podcast? We were literally going off about AD, Ashley cheating,
getting blocked.
all the days getting blocked, and now we're at
talking about
cookies.
cookies.
Yep.
Because that's where we're going to be real soon.
Yep.
I've accepted it.
This
It's
is what
fine.
our group text looks like.
Between us girls, this is just exactly what it looks like.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But we got to keep it all together for wedding day, though, so.
Yeah. We're keeping it
Yes.
real out here.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we are T minus. We know the amount of days from the
Yep.
wedding,
Yeah.
and yeah,
It's going to be good. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be beautiful. The venue's great. The food's going to be great. The
Our
people
dresses
are great.
are going to be great.
Our dresses are great.
oh my gosh, Amber put her dress on the other day.
Y'all ain't gonna be able to tell me not one thing. Just wait, I'm posting. I will be posting. Wait, look out for my wedding content.
Let me tell you about Amber. We tried her dress on. I laced her up. All the
Baby.
things. And why did she start going in the mirror? Dun dun dun. Dun. I said.
We done got her in wife mode, y'all.
I said, are you the bride or am I the bride? Because that is the bride song.
And I said, "Oh, you're right. I don't even know what song I started singing after."
don't
It
this.
just took over her.
I said, wait a minute. So that's how extra Amber's
My
gonna
dress
be.
is like a corset top dress. I can't believe I chose that.
And to give her a little booty.
You
a little
did.
booty.
You're right. We talked about this. I can't believe she chose that for me. I tried to bend over Aimee.
Oh, I saw you in the video. You was barely.
I was like, listen, I'm be hitting that robot so hard at
She
the
gonna
wedding.
look like Latia on the
Actually, the
fashion
way
way
she was.
Oh, girl. Best of luck. Good luck.
So I'm gonna have to put my shoes on. And Jasmine just, is that tight enough? She's like, I think I can go more. She just pulled it
Amber
back
was
to
like,
the
you
screen.
know
I was
what?
like,
This is really good. And I said, huh.
yeah, I was like,
Snatched
that's good.
for
That's
real.
good. That's good. Yeah.
The way
this-
she gonna breathe after this reception.
baby.
Mm.
Baby,
Gonna
I
be
can't
good.
wait
It's gonna
though.
be
But I
great.
can't wait for y'all to see Jasmine's dress too. It's so
It's pretty.
it's
Such a
giving
bride.
princess in, I would say, like fake butterflies. You know, like in Disney movies, like a
Mhm.
Cinderella movie where she's got like all the animals and they're beautiful and majestic around her. That's what
Mhm.
it's giving me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alice in Wonderland animals, like
It's gonna be great.
over
I
dramatic.
can't wait to see you as a bride. And
Yeah.
then for us to stand there and see you become a wife.
I
I
can't
can't
start
wait.
talking like this. Y'all know how I
can't
get.
Child, here she goes. She finna
Y'all
cry
can't. Okay, I'm
already.
not. Okay. It's
We'll leave
gonna
it be. It's cool. We can close it out here. We got so much more to talk about with that in the
Yeah.
coming days. So
Mhm.
So I guess, I mean, is that the end of it? Are we done complaining? Well, I guess we complain. I complain a little bit. Are we done talking about the whole AD, Ashley, cookies?
I think so.
Yeah, we want to hear your thoughts in
Yeah.
the comments for sure. Or send us a message. We want to make sure we not on. I mean, I know we're not on an island by ourselves because
The whole world.
we read the comments.
Yeah, if you're not following it, it's Jessie Woo did the response. Was it on Jessie's page or
Mhm.
Ricky's page?
It was on Jesse's.
Jessie Woo on YouTube. She did the response video, and then AD's
What's
pod-
the reality
podcast is What's the Reality Podcast. So
Mhm.
those are the two responses. AD posted first, and then Jessie Woo responded. So that's what we're talking about.
I
on
promise
the
you
11th
won't. Promise you won't regret it if you go watch it.
If you put it on 1.25 speed, it's even better. I'm just letting you know because that's what I watched it on because they are a little lengthy.
Yeah.
But if you want to speed up a little bit and you're a good listener, get through it a lot faster.
I listen to podcasts on my walk, so I need those.
How serene.
Lengthy. What?
I said, how serene.
Yeah, you should do it. Come
Mm.
walk with me.
I tell her to tell me all the time, and she still ain't told me.
Well, she'd be at work.
Who?
You were asleep.
Here we go.
And
Come on,
she's
we
cut.
leaving. We this is it for episode 6. Put your hands up.
Oh, y'all hear the thunder?
Yep.
Yeah.
5, 6, 7, 8. Bye.
Toodles, say me.
The world is bright, it's giving everything's alright. Between us girls, through thick and thin. Ooh, I'll be here for my friend. Between us girls,